To celebrate Black History Month, Catholic Memorial decided to invite guest speakers to talk about their knowledge on the American Civil War, one of whom was Dr. Barbara Krauthamer, a dean of the University of Massachusetts Amherst, and how she was talking about Civil War photography and how many African American photographers tried to capture the moments with, at the time, relatively new technology. Her presentation has shown many parts of the Civil War, whether it be the daily life of free African Americans or the brutality of slavery.
What would happen to all these stories? One of the things that we know, I think at least, is that much of African American history is about reclaiming lost stories, right? Stories that weren't recorded, weren't preserved, or are preserved in people's families, right? But weren't recognized by mainstream universities, book publishers. And so I think, right, in the absence of photography, we wouldn't know Minerva Graves' stories. Her family would know her story, but we wouldn't have the benefit and opportunity to stop and think about what did it mean to this woman to hold her grandchildren, and to think broadly about where the places where you can think about stories that have not been held up as representative of American history, right? Or stories that people have said, like, that's not serious or that's not important. And for a long time, scholars said African American history, back to Thomas Jefferson, right? Thomas Jefferson says Africans have no history and no culture that's worth recognizing. No art, no science, no scholarship, right? We know that wasn't true in Thomas Jefferson's age. It's not true today, right? But so unless people say, no, here's the story, here's the history, here's the art, here's the culture, here's the intellectual work, here's the creative work, right? And so part of what we have to do as students and teachers is reclaim that material. This is really a pleasure. Thank you. You all are brilliant, by the way. I got to tell you, I've taught some intro classes at UMass, and they have not known nearly as much as you all have. So kudos to you and your teachers.
Once again, we thank Dr. Barbara Krauthamer for allowing us to learn so much about the American Civil War through photography and let us capture the lens of the people's views during the American Civil War and those who experienced those events.